All right, guys, so for today, we are going to be working on doing some conversions. And it does say to show your work using a tape diagram or an equation. We are probably going to focus more on the equation part of this. We can show some of the tape diagrams so you guys kind of understand exactly what they are asking for. And then you guys can kind of decide which one you guys want to do with that. So one thing you are going to want is you are going to want your formula sheet that you have. Mine is a bright orange, your guys's is not, in case it is something that you guys need. Especially for letter A, we're converting a half a yard into feet. And so this is where what we're doing is we're just moving this half so that we know that 1 yard equals, or I'm wanting to know a half of 1 yard. This is where I'm going to convert that into that feet. So I'm going to do 1/2. I know that 1 yard equals 3 feet. So that is the reason why I've changed this to 3 feet, was because that's what I'm converting it to. So then from what we did yesterday, we know that we're going to multiply 1 times 3, and my denominator is 2. My answer is going to be 3/2, and they have converted that, because that's an improper fraction, they've put it into a mixed number, which is 1 1/2. Okay, so over here I've got 1/3 of a foot equals how many inches? Okay, so I've got 1/3 of a foot. So what we did was we just kind of moved this and we've separated this out. So we've got my 1/3 times 1 foot. I know that in here I've got 1/3 times, I've now converted that into those inches, because I know 1 foot equals 12 inches. Okay, so now what I can do is I can multiply, because guys, remember when I have 1/3 and I'm multiplying it by that whole number 12, remember 12 is basically 12 over 1, because that's exactly what my denominator would be when I have a whole number. Any whole number is always going to be, the denominator is 1. So now what I can do is I can multiply across. So I've got 1 times 12 is 12. And then 3 times 1 is 3, or my denominator is 3. And when I do 12 divided by 3, that's going to give me 4 inches. Okay, when you guys look here, you guys can almost look that I'm doing 12 divided into 3, and you guys know that each of these sections is going to be 4. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 5/6 of a year and I want to convert it into months. I know that 1 year equals 12 months. Okay, so I'm going to do 5/6 times 1 year. Okay, oops, because what I want to do is I want to separate the fraction from my label. So then what I can do is I can do 5/6 and I can multiply it by 12 months. Okay, and then remember guys, what I can do is I can pretend there's that 1 there and I can multiply. Now before I multiply, you guys, some of you guys, if you want to do the multiplication and then do the division, you can, but I can already see here that I can simplify by looking here that 12 divided by 6, because remember what we did last time is we did 5 times 12 and we divided it by 6. Can I reduce 5/6? No, but I can reduce this 12/6, which 12 divided by 6 is going to give me 2. So when I do my answer, I get 5 times 2 is going to be 10 months. Okay, if I would have done this, I would have done 5 times 12 and then I would have divided it by 6 and I still would have gotten 10. All right, this is why I'm saying right now you want to know what your conversion chart, because you need to know that 1 meter equals how many centimeters, and I'm just going to abbreviate that to cm. So when I look up on my chart, I've got 1 meter equals how many centimeters? It equals 100. Okay, so remember I'm going to separate out my fraction, 4/5, and I'm going to separate out that label, which is meter. Okay, now I'm going to take 4/5 and I want to multiply it by 100 centimeters, because remember guys, I want to replace that. So then what I can do is, remember that's an invisible 1 there. So now I can multiply across. Now if some of you guys are like, oh, I can simplify, we can, but you know what, for right now, I'm just going to show you how it would look like if we did not simplify. I know that 4 times 100 is going to give me 400. And then 5 times 1 is going to give me 5 centimeters. And I can't leave it that way, so I want to do 400 divided by 5. I know 5 doesn't go into 4, but it does go into 48 times. Subtract 40, I get 0. I need to bring that 0 down. 5 goes into 0, 0 times. So 4/5 of a meter is actually 80 centimeters. Okay. Down here, we've got 1 hour equals 60 minutes. Okay, so we need to know that. So I'm going to take this 2/3 and I'm going to separate that 1 hour. So I'm separating the measurement, that's all I'm doing. So now I can go ahead and replace this 1 hour with 60 minutes. Okay, and remember that's going to be 1. Now, we could do 2 times 60 and then divide it by 3. Or what we could do is we could actually simplify if you wanted to. It's completely up to you. What I'll do is this one, we're going to do it regular, and then this one will simplify. So I know 2 times 60 is 120 thirds, and then it's minutes. Okay, I just need to divide that to get that out of that improper fraction. I know that 3 goes into 12 4 times. Bring down my 0. My answer is, 40 minutes. Okay, so I know that 1 yard equals how many inches? Oh, perfect. Now, sometimes your conversion sheets will not have this. Sometimes they will. Sometimes you'll have to do a little extra work. But this one has 1 yard equals 36 inches. So I know that 1 yard equals 36 inches. Okay, so first I want to separate my number from my measurement. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this measurement with what I know my conversion is, which is 36 inches. And remember, it's that invisible 1. Okay, now this is where we're going to go ahead and we are actually going to simplify, because I can't do 3 divided by 4, but I can do 36 divided by 4. And 36 divided by 4 is going to give me 9. Okay, so now I can do 3 times 9 is going to be 18 inches. Oop, not 18 inches. I was thinking 6 times 3, guys. 27 inches. Okay, so 27 inches.